Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. Have you all downloaded that Monday desktop? Okay. Anyone who has got difficulty in downloading that Menta desktop? I didn't get it, Professor Puttal Datta, what exactly you are asking.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is Putulata. Sir, actually, I downloaded and
Yes,
they are asking login. So I tried without login, but
not
it is
possible.
not
It
opening.
is, no, I
Yes,
will
sir.
tell you. For login, what you need to
Okay,
do,
sir.
man. Can you share your screen, man? Is it possible?
Yes,
You
sir.
are log.
Yes, sir. Actually, I opened in my laptop, sir. So I
Okay.
can
If you
show my
can log in,
laptop, sir. Yes, sir.
if you can
Yes,
log
sir.
in, I will show you exactly what you.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Till it will continue till 12:30 like that, no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Because principal sir will join at 12:30 only. So only I am asking.
Okay, done. No issues.
Okay, sir.
Today, no issues at all, ma'am. Today, I am in home.
Okay.
So till 8:30, till evening 8:30, I don't have any other session. So no issues
Okay.
at all.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Are you showing the screen, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, sir. The page is coming like this, sir.
One second, ma'am. I will make you as
Yes.
a once. Yes, ma'am. You do one thing, ma'am. You minimize this one.
Okay, sir.
In your desktop, you will be having one more, this one, no? Yes, ma'am. Here, what I request all the participants also, if you are getting the message like this, what you need to do, you need to log in through the Mended desktop. Okay. Here, you can, madam, you can give your this password like a Gmail ID, email ID, password.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
can give it anything. Password need not to be that. It should be your so-called Gmail password only. It can be
Okay,
any
sir.
other password also. Okay, ma'am. And
Okay,
sign
sir.
in, ma'am. Here you just sign in.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
No,
Oh,
incorrect username or password.
okay. You give their forget password. Yes, ma'am. Click on it. Here you can give any click on forget password.
Okay, sir.
Send me a link. Go to your email. Go to your email, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I mean, which email address I have given,
Yes,
that
ma'am. Yes,
mail also I
same.
have.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Go to your updates, ma'am. Here, I think you may have received the mail. No?
No, sir. I didn't receive any mail, sir.
Just check in your this one in your inbox. Just refresh it once.
Yes, sir. No, sir. I didn't receive.
Just check spam, ma'am. Check spam folder, ma'am. Once.
Yes, sir. I think I logged in with other mail ID, sir.
Ma'am, please understand. Whichever
Yes,
the
sir. I
email
have
ID,
given them.
whichever
Yes,
the
sir.
email
I
ID you
checked
may have
one more
given,
time.
check it. Are you doing, ma'am?
Yes, sir. I'm doing, sir. I got the mail, sir.
Okay.
So reset the password they are asking.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Just
I'm
reset
sending.
the reset the
Yes.
password. And after that, again, come back to the same Mendeley desktop and you can go ahead. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So can we start the session now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I request all the participants to just keep the things ready so that once we done with the today's session, I will show you the application part of it also. Okay. So starting with 1 second. Okay. Okay. So today we have reached almost to the last day of the program. Okay. And we have discussed many things like how to start finding the title. So I told you very clearly that you have to go ahead with the so-called finding the review of literature first, right? So review of literature, you may have done it as per the topic in which you are interested for. Once you may have started reading the articles and other things, you may have identified what is the research gap, means what somebody has not able to do it, which you can do it, okay, in that particular domain. So that is the reason I said you don't frame the title in the starting. Actual process, okay, just for time pass, just for naam ke vaste, if I have to create any title, I can create it in the starting. Otherwise, right way of making the title is only after identifying the right research gap. Because once you identify the research gap, you have to see what exactly the right title should be framed. And as I said, it is not a one-day task. In one day, you cannot frame the title. So it is a continuous process. Okay. Then we discussed about the how to write a review of literature, how to find out the gap. After that, we have discussed about how to write introduction part. Okay, and followed by we have dealt with the so-called writing the research framework work, what and all things you need to cover, what and all things you can leave. Okay, one thing I am not sure about it, whether I have discussed with you or not, but now you can tell me whether we have discussed about objectives. Yes or no?
No, sir. Just to be framed, that is research paper. Just to, you mentioned the objective. That's all.
Okay, okay. See, please understand that is the reason I may have not explained you at that point of time. So quite obviously, as I have already always said, that objectives will be based on your title of the research, right? So in one statement, what you are making, in that by default everything should be covered. By default everything should be covered. Okay, so that is why you can say, I can say any good research article always you will find only 1 or 2 objectives, not 5 or 6, because it is not your project work. It is simple research paper. Okay, so any good research article, if you will take, yesterday also we are, while doing the review of literature, we identified that author has given or researcher has given the objective directly in one running matter itself. Okay, so what I mean to say here is that, like while writing the objectives or anything, no, it will be totally depending upon the title of the paper itself. That is the reason it is it need to be only 1 or 2, not more than that. Okay, how many people among you, how will you frame the objectives? Any guess? How exactly you will start writing? Any idea? The people who have already written the papers, how exactly you start writing your objective? Which words will you use?
To know, to understand, to
Very
find.
good. Yes, ma'am. And apart from that,
Vason means to suggest.
Study and
okay,
analyze.
very good. Next.
And the goal of the paper.
Okay, next.
Study the relation between 2 aspects.
Very
or
good.
association.
Very good. Next. Okay, how many people will use find these words, which I will speak now? 1, I can say something like to find, to study, to understand, to know, to explain, to suggest. Please raise the hand. The participant, among the participants, how many people will use these words? That is why I can say to find, to study, to understand, to know, to explain, to suggest, and all. Okay, so I assume that among the students community the number may be less, because now only they are starting with. Okay, so what I request all of you is that, okay, what I request all of you is that, just a second, I will come to my slide. Okay, okay. See, while writing the objectives, how much depth of research you have done will be able to identify. Something is coming on the screen. So it will be identified with how much really study you have done with the different types of research papers. Okay, so for that, what I request, till now whatever you have done will not change, but henceforth please use these words as the objectives. Please use these words when you start writing the objective. That is to examine, to analyze, to determine, to explore, to evaluate, to assess, to estimate, to identify, to compare, and to establish. Okay, please use these words when you are writing objectives. Avoid using these words. To find, to study when you will talk about it, or to understand, to know. These are the conceptual terminologies, right? Means quite obviously, if I'm writing the research paper on motivation of employee, so by default I have to understand, no, what is the meaning of motivation, which are the different theories are available, is it not? So at that point of time, by seeing that, I request you to avoid these kind of words. To explain, to suggest. See, you are writing your own personal opinion in the form of conclusion, right? So that is the reason nowhere it is something like implied that person has to read your they have to refer your research article or not. Okay, so it is better if you can avoid. And I will tell you these, if you will use certain words, how exactly it will be understood. Okay, the moment you will say to examine, it is something like, what is the need for, what is the reason for to do this research. Okay, if you use the word as analyze, it is always comes with the cause and impact relationship. Okay, to establish, one madam says, to establishing the relationship, perfectly done, no doubt. So if you want to establish the relationship between two variables, if you want to understand the pattern behavior of any variable, okay, to measure, that is impact or effect. And again, here you have to see impact up to what. So what is the extent of that? So while framing your objectives, always use the action words. Always use the action words. Okay. And wording determines your research design. Okay. So based upon that, so see, if I may have taken to establish the relationship between the salary and the motivation of employee. So now when I'm using the word as relationship, quite obviously I need to refer chi-square test. I can even follow the correlation test. Okay. If I'm writing to analyze, okay, to analyze the sales of organization after advertisement, to analyze the sales of organization after advertisement, at that point of time, I have to apply t-test here. I have to apply t-test here, because here I am finding the difference whether after having after doing lot of amount investment in the form of advertisement, whether sales of my company is increased or not. Okay. So always use the action words, and based on these action words, your hypothesis will be determined. Okay. Next, going with the writing methodology, we have already discussed. You need to write about the research design. You need to define what is your population, how you are selecting the sample. You need to define the sampling technique. Then you have to define about the data collection sources, how exactly you are going to collect the data, what are the methods you are following to collect the data. If you are collecting the primary, what is the source of that? What is the methodology you are following? Based upon that, quite obviously you have to follow the scaling procedure also, whether it is a dichotomous question, Likert scale technique, Thruston scale technique, okay, like that. And then quite obviously you have to talk about the statistical tools or techniques. So a statistical tool means whether it is a one tail, whether it is a two tail test. Okay. After that, even what is the confidence level you are following, what is the significance of level you have. Okay. Then going ahead, in 2 sessions, that is in during the Excel class and during the SPSS class, I have shown all of you that how exactly you can find out the output for your basic research paper, right? So either you can go for descriptive statistics. It is always good if you want to give more and more weightage for your all these kind of things. It is good if you can go for the table and graphs, and then use the Excel to make the descriptive statistics, add on there. So your research will speak well and good. Otherwise, you will find very difficulty to represent your results. And similar kind of things, even if students are going for the project work and all, they can use the similar procedure, no issues at all. Okay. But while framing the hypothesis and all, I request all of you to please go to your guides, sit with them, try to understand what and all the best thing they can do. Okay. Your guides are actually really, your teachers are good. Only the thing, you need to invest your time with them. Okay. So the students who want to become the data analyst in the future. Okay. The problem with us is we are not open to learn. This is the problem which most of the time it happens. Okay, so what I request all of you is that always sit with the guide, always discuss with them. Once you will discuss with many people about any issues or any kind of research article topics or framing hypothesis, they will give you really good ideas. They will give you some different thoughts which you may not even thought because of their experience. Okay, so it is always good you discuss with the next level of person. Okay, but doesn't mean that whenever they are busy, you are going there. So it is always good if we can take the prior approval with them. We can discuss, sir or madam, can I come and I can meet you? We can, I am preparing one research article. And it is always, as a student, if you send our paper somewhere, no possibility people may not accept it also. So for that reason, it is always good if you write your research paper under the guidance of one faculty member, so that it will be easy for you to get it published. Okay. And quite obviously, nowadays, so many conferences and other things are happening where you can, if you will discuss with your guide, they will be able to tell you, write a conference where you can get it published, which will carry some weightage. Okay. I will discuss with you regarding this weightage part of publication at later point of time, maybe last 15 minutes, where what kind of, if anybody wants to become the teacher in the futuristic part. So it is good if you can involve in the research work and all today, because Nowadays, most of the organizations, most of either it is your so-called corporates or your teaching industry, everywhere people are giving weightage to the analytics part. Okay, even as a students, you want to become the data analysis. For that, what and all you need to do. Okay, what and all you need to learn. So all those things, quite obviously, I think is base is always the statistics. Base is always the research methodology, and nothing can be avoided in comparison of it. Okay, so quite obviously, while writing the results and discussion, okay, you have I think I have taught you how to frame the tables in the best way through SPSS. I think I have shown you the ready-made kind of charts, figures also. Now what you need to do, you need to interpret those data. Okay, so you quite obviously there is a two terms. One we called analysis, and second one we called it is a interpretation. In analysis, what basically we need to write is that we need to write about all the options which you are giving. In analysis, you need to write about all the options. Like, let us take, you have defined with the 5 or 6 models. 1 second. You have defined about 5 to 6 models. Okay, so you have to write about each and every model. So you have to write about each and every model. You have to explain it, and always write this analysis in the past tense, that it is already over, with the logical order. That logical order is nothing but is, let us take, you are framing the questionnaires. So you need to follow the similar kind of model. No change with that. Okay. Then going forward, you can, no need to present the same data more than once. No need to present the same data more than once. Let us take, you liked some table, okay, or some graph. Doesn't mean that in a whole research paper 3-4 times you have to present the same thing. You can present only once. Okay, please understand one thing, there is a one chain which we always follow in any of the research article or in any of the projects. Okay, what exactly it is that, like, based upon your title, your objective you may have framed, right? Based on your objectives, your finding should be there. Based on your objective, your finding should be there. Whether you able to achieve those findings, whether you able to achieve those objectives or not, that should be written very clearly in your findings. Okay, and based on so for that you need to give so that is what the explanation you are supposed to give in the findings. Okay, and you can even write always discussion and analysis. Okay, in research paper you can write it as discussion and analysis. Final paragraph of it, you should justify whether you are able to achieve your objective or not. Okay, so quite obviously, any good research article I have seen, it is hardly for 7 to 8 pages. Okay, and it starts with the first abstract, then following keywords, which we will be discussing now, and followed by introduction, which will be approximately 2/3 of page. Okay, then quite obviously at least 1.5 page or 2 page, it will be consumed by your review of literature. Research framework will take up again 2/3 page. Okay, so with the putting all these things, almost 4 page will get over. Then data analysis. Now, yesterday we have seen that for 10 questions, we have got 10 tables, right? So as it is, we can't post all our 10 questions, tables and graphs on that particular place. So what we need to do is that we need to change the model here. Whichever is you feel which is correlated with your hypothesis part, only those tables you can show it. You need not to show all the tables, all the graphs and all. If you have enough space, what I request all of you is that you can remove the table and you can put only graph. Okay, because graphical representation of data is also well accepted in most of the research articles. Okay, and advantage for putting the graphs and all, it will not be comes under the plagiarism part. Okay, and followed by you need to write the conclusion. Conclusion, what you need to write is something like your wordings, okay, your thought process. You may have done the whole research. Now, based on that, what exactly you want to conclude about your research paper, that you have to write. You cannot start copy pasting from the chapter 1 to chapter 4. Okay, you have to write this conclusion in your own thoughts. After doing, and you have to write this one without following any kind of influencing factor on you. Okay, and yes, I discussed with you who smokes more. male or female. So you cannot have your own thought process. Based upon this research, whatever you feel, that particular part you need to write. Okay, so please follow the same order. No, don't make any kind of changes here. Here you are free to write your own thoughts. Here you are free to write your own thoughts, and always try to demonstrate. Always try to demonstrate what is the importance of your idea. Is nothing but what is the new perspective you have identified in this research paper. If suppose I am going to read your article, what is the something new I am going to learn in this paper? Okay, so major thing what you need to always take care is don't repeat the results more than one time. Okay, try to go for simple to complex models. Okay, and always write the conclusion. It should be consistent with your reference to objectives and the research questions and your findings. Okay, and always emphasize that what is exactly the new thing you have identified in this research article, and always go for the alternative explanations also of your results. Okay, and as much as possible, don't be speculative mind, means which fluctuates here, they and out. Okay, so okay, one more thing is that do not try to extend your conclusions beyond that what exactly it is supported by your results. Okay, and don't give your very personal thoughts which is nowhere you have written or we have dealt in your research article. Okay, and always give outline the next step for further study, so or scope for further study, so that what you did not able to achieve, someone else who, whenever anybody is trying to write a research paper, they will refer your paper to identify what you have planned, that is objective, what you have achieved is your findings, and what you did not able to achieve is called as scope for further study. That person will try to do it. Always you should acknowledge the people who have helped in your research. Most of the time we don't do that. Okay, maybe see, if suppose I take the guidance from my teacher, I have to write the guide name in my research article as a gratitude towards the teacher. Okay, or it can be from any other person also. If let us take any other individual who is helping you in your research paper, even you can write their name as a acknowledgement, or you can just request them whether you can use their name for or their affiliation for writing this, writing it as a co-author or as a author, and all depends upon up to what extent the other person has helped you in that research paper. Okay, next is very much important, we called as reference system. Okay, this reference system we need to follow as a name and year system, or sometime alphabetic number system, or citation order system. So when you talk about this citation system, each and most of the reputed journals, they will always tell you to write this reference system in the 4 formats, either APA. APA will be followed by social science, psychology, and education department people. MLA will be followed by arts, humanities, literature. AMA will be followed by medicine, health, and biological. Chicago model will be followed by books and newspaper. Okay, it is something like, for your simple understanding, is in Microsoft Word, while typing it will ask what kind of style you want to take of your words, like it should be Times New Roman, Arial. Okay, so the same way it is like writing the citations, means the research article or the or any kind of e-books which you have used or which you have referred to write your research paper content. So here we have to give the reference list. Okay, so these things, editing part and all, time for review and all, we will be discussing. Before that, now what we will be discussing is all about abstract. So now we will assume that paper is ready, and now we need to go for writing the abstract part. Okay, we need to write the abstract part. When you talk about abstract, it is basically one paragraph summary. It is basically one paragraph summary. In that, what and all you need to write. One thing is what problem you have identified to write this research paper. Okay, somebody has unmuted. Professor Dhanalakshmi, madam, you want to say something? Okay. So you need to identify what is the problem you are supposed to resolve in this research paper. What is the objective of this research paper? Or sometime if you have written the purpose, that is also fine. Then what is the method you have used to see that whether you are able to achieve your objective or not? What is the results and implications you have? Okay, so again, while writing the abstract, you need to concentrate only on few things more, like what made you to think this, select this title as a research. Next, followed by followed by objectives of that research paper. Once you have done, what is the statistical tools have you used to write the prove your to do this research? What is the statistical analysis tool you have used? Okay, and what basically you have, I tried to bring some kind of implications part, nothing but your major findings part in that research article. Okay, while writing, please be consistent in the writing. Don't change this order at all. Never make writing the objective at last. Before that, you may have written what exactly you have found. That is the wrong order or procedure is. Okay. Next, correct spelling you please check. So that is the reason I have always requested you not to type your data in the Microsoft Word. Always use Google Docs. Okay, that will even tell you if suppose there is any kind of a small grammatical mistake and all, Google will always will be there to help you out. Okay, and clarity of sentences should be there. Clarity of sentences should be there, and even you should follow the phrases and all. You can make use of it. Nothing wrong in that. Okay, and make sure that this abstract should not be more than 200 to 250 words. It should not be more than 200 to 250 words. And finally, it comes with the keywords. While writing the keyword, most of the time what I have seen is that people will write the keywords based upon whichever the words they may have used more time. Okay, that is not the right way actually. That is not the right way, because what happens that keywords is something like always these keywords people will search. Okay, let us take you are searching paper. If you are writing a paper on employee motivation, okay, employee motivation in IT industry, so how you will search the research article in Google? It is something like employee motivation in the IT industry. If you get something related also is fine. So which are the common words as a individual we will be using it, right? So out of your title, let us take you have framed the title which consists of approximately 7 to 8 words. Okay, what the right way of selecting and writing the keywords is, see, by default you have to write 4 to 5 keywords for each and every journals. Okay, for each and every abstract, even whichever the subject you are submitting the journal paper. Okay, select at least 2-3 from your title itself. Select at least 2-3 from your title itself, and remaining 1 or 2 based upon the content of your research work you can select. Okay, okay, so this is how the abstract can be written. What I will do now is that I'll show you one of my own paper. I'll show you one of my own paper where you will find I have followed all these things. This paper is accepted in the Journal of Management, which is under the Q1 category. Okay, so this is expected to be published by June 2022. It is expected to be published in June 22. You need not to be surprised. You need not to be surprised at all, because the demand for such kind of journals is very high. Demand for such kind of journals is very high. Okay, so just give me 1 second of time. I will be able to show you the file. Okay. Are you all there or you slept? Because today being Sunday, generally people will not be so active. So are you all there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So only one is two. Remaining all?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good to see many people are awake. And I assume that you all will be wishing that I am not your teacher. Otherwise, I may have conducted all the classes in during your holidays only. Okay. Let me just show you the main paper which I have submitted during last 1 year. Okay. And this is the effort of almost 6 to 7 months. In 6 to 7 months, I able to complete this paper. So I am not a smart worker like you. So I take long time to complete. This is see the title: Influence of Demographic Factors on Investor Financial Risk and Empirical Study. Okay. What are the keywords I have used? Financial risk, investor behavior, investment, demographic factors, and tolerance level. So please understand that one thing is that at least 2-3 keywords should always be there in your research article. Then I have written the introduction of the whole research paper. After that, just a second. Okay. Something is coming on the screen. Okay, I have written the introduction part. You can see on the research part, it is exactly, I have written half page. Okay, I have written the review of literature part here. I have written the research methodology. You can see what and all I have written. That is descriptive part. What kind of tolerances, what are the variables I am going to follow. What are the association between I am going to form is nothing but my hypothesis. Then I have written the objectives of my research. I have framed the hypothesis based upon the demographic variable with the financial risk tolerance level and financial risk behavior model. Okay. And here, I hope you all remember this chart. I have shown my descriptive statistics. So where I used to show that mean, standard error, M value, mode value, standard deviation, and all those things. As it is, I have written. I have given the interpretation for that. After that, I have used the SPSS package and I have tried to identify what is the reliability statistics part it is. And then I have come with the scale statistics. I have shown the case processing summary. After that, again, I have shown the different type of relationship value here based upon the t-test. Okay. And followed by, again, I have, so here I have followed two things. One is based upon the financial risk tolerance level and one is based upon the financial risk behavior model. Okay. And based on that, I have just written the discussion and analysis in few lines. And after that, followed by conclusion part. And this is the reference file. Okay. For each and every writing this reference, it will take minimum 7 to 8 minutes, or sometimes it takes more than half an hour also. So what best you can do, okay, what best you can do to avoid this is always you can use the Mendeley desktop, right? Did I did something different? What I have not taught you? Tell me. Did I did something different which I have not taught you, which I have not explained you? I have done the same thing, and now some people may be having some kind of doubt whether sir is showing just like that or what. So I will show you the draft copy of the publisher side. Okay, 1 second. Yes, so you can find out which I have downloaded from the Journal of Management website. Name of the journal management, you can see manuscript ID, it is still in draft because not yet published. Manuscript type, they have identified that it is the original research. Keywords, some of the journals, they will only suggest what type of keywords you are supposed to give. Okay, then influence of demographic factors, same title, same abstract, and you can see here for peer review model is still out of 3, 2 it is clear, 1 it is pending. Okay, so same research paper only I have uploaded, no change with anything content or any other part. Okay, So this is how you are also supposed to submit the paper. Okay. So it is showing under the manuscript model.
Sir, I have
So-
one doubt. Shall I
Yes,
ask?
madam. Yes, madam.
In your paper, you didn't mention any findings and all. Is it
Madam,
in interpretation only you did, I think. So.
yes, ma'am. Yes,
No
ma'am.
need of separate findings. Sir.
Not required. Madam, if it is a project, we have to write separate findings. But if it is a research paper, discussion and analysis is more than enough.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And one more, sir. How to handle the secondary data? That also just we need.
Simple.
Explanation.
Similar kind of things, ma'am. Like how exactly we are making the primary data. Similarly, we have to go ahead with the secondary data also. Secondary data, it is analysis more easy. For an secondary data, it is good if you can use the Excel itself.
If you have any paper with you, just you.
Ma'am, generally, I don't work on the secondary data at all.
Even I didn't work, so only I want to know that.
Okay. No, I will tell you. The reason is we're dealing with the secondary data is something like if you have the values, no, quite obviously secondary data you may have taken from the some kind of places only, some kind of online places.
Yes.
So at that point of time, what will happen that it will the moment you will take any data from the secondary place, okay, it will show you by default, it will show you under the plagiarism. So even if you are true, so at that point of time, what will happen that it will show as a plagiarism. So while if wordings are there in the plagiarism, you can rewrite it. But wording, we can't write it in the rewordings and all. Correct. So at that point of time, as much as possible, always avoid secondary data. What my personal suggestions. Always go with the primary data because there you will get some result. Result is not a copy pasted content, which you may have got it. So it is easy to justify our research. Secondary data, I will just show you one model.
Okay,
just a second.
Okay. And how to handle that? What analysis we can use? For example, that finance, the secondary data we have taken as a finance lessons. How to handle? Just on simple.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. See, ma'am, when you will talk about the secondary data, analysis part remains same only, but I will just try to show you how exactly you can deal with it. Let us take, you have identified there is a one company, or you have got the multiple number of companies. Okay, you are trying to understand which are the let us take IT based company, IT based company. So quite obviously you will try to know the value of firm. You will be knowing their profit values also, and you may be knowing their expenses as well. Okay. Because all these data is available in the most of the companies who are registered in the stock market, getting their data will be always easy for you. And we can write it year wise as we are doing. When we are writing IT based companies, it means it is an industry based project. If I write only Infosys company, at that point of time, it will be a company based project. So most of the time, I assume that a student goes to the organization and they select the data. So they will be having this Infosys based data, right? That is company based data. So at that point of time, you will be writing the year values. Let us take 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019. And even you can write 2020 because now March is over. So quite obviously there will be availability of 2021 balance sheet as well. When I write 15, it means it is getting over in 16. Okay. And when I write 16, means it starts with the 1st April to March. Okay. So we have identified there are these years. So this is when you are writing the data in this format, company based data. That time it will be company analysis. If let us take rather than this year, if you are writing the name of the companies like Infosys, Satyam, then HP, then you have IBM, then Accenture, IT Solutions, then you have Patni, then you have, which are the more, Wipro, and many more companies like that, right? So let us take value of firm. So first I will tell you about the data analysis based on the company based. Okay, so you have identified there is a value of firm for that. Like 2015 Infosys value was 200 rupees. In 2016 you identified it is 240 rupees. In third year you identify it is 230 rupees. 2018 you identified it is 210 rupees. 2019 you understood it is 200 rupees. 2020 you understood it is approximately 160 rupees. Okay, so based upon the value of firm only, based upon the profit only, you will be having the value of firm, right? Because see, what is the profit is all about? It is something like total profit what you made after deducting your all the expenses out of the total money received, either in the form of service, either in the form of sales. Okay, so let us take first year profit. It was approximately 40 rupees. Next 39 rupees. Next 42 rupees. Next 48 rupees. Next 38 rupees. Then 35 rupees. Okay. Quite obviously expenses when I will talk about. So it is nothing but value of the firm minusing with my profit value. Okay, so I identified this is the expenses value. So this is how you have identified the expenditure or profit or the value of firm, just for an example. Okay, this data you may have got it in the moneycontrol.com. Okay, so till here is the case is ready, a case is understood by everyone. We are going to analyze a firm. We have already got these values in from the moneycontrol.com. Okay, that which year, what was the value of firm, what is the profit amount, what is the expenses amount over here. Now, how to do the analysis here? Any guess? Any guess?
It's a correlation or regression analysis.
Yes, ma'am. Correlation, regression. Very good. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Next. See, ma'am, when this kind of data is available, so quite obviously we need to check whether there is any kind of relationship exists between these two variables, right? So for that reason, what we can do, we can run with the correlation analysis. We can run with the correlation analysis. Along with that, if you want to see your descriptive statistics, if you want to see your descriptive statistics, because only finally if you show the correlation values, what is the application part of it? It will be very low, right? So that is why I said always do descriptive statistics first, so that a other side person will get to know that yes, you have got some kind of knowledge here. Okay, so now what I will do is that I will run the descriptive statistics for first for the value of firm. For that, how to do the descriptive statistics? Go to data analysis. Okay, go for descriptive statistics, click on OK, and then give your input range. Input range, I want this, and output range, I am selecting this, and I'm giving my option here. And I want to see the confidence level, summary statistics, confidence level also. Confidence level, otherwise I will leave it and I will give OK. So for so-called value of firm, this is my descriptive statistics, where what is the mean value, what is the error value, what is the median value, what is the mode value, okay, and what is the standard deviation value, some kurtosis value, range value, okay, and what is the total sum, what is the total count. Count is nothing but n, because it is 6 are numbers. We have taken 6 as a sample size, right? So this is how, if you will show this table as Infosys and value of firm, along with that, if you will show this anyone will understand that. Even if you don't know, people will understand that yes, you have got good knowledge about writing the descriptive statistics. Okay, so like this you can create it for next also. Go to the data analysis, descriptive statistics, clear this one, clear the output range, and output range you can give it this one. For input range you can select profit amount of the organization and give OK button. So now this is done for the profit values. This is done for the profit values. In this mode is not possible. In this profit values mode is not possible. That is why it is reflecting as not applicable. Okay. Again, go to the go to your data analysis. Go to descriptive statistics. Click on OK. First click on output range, and output range you can delete the existing one and you can select this one. Input range you can delete this one and you can select the expenses range and give OK button. So this is how your data analysis for this part is ready. Now you want to show the correlation analysis. So go to the correlation analysis. That is the application of correlation analysis. In correlation analysis, within what you want to do it. So one thing we can do, we can go to the data analysis, go to the correlation, click on OK. Output range first you click. I will click output range here, and in input range, I want to show the correlation between all the three parameters, and I will give OK button. So this column one is nothing but, one second, column one is value of firm. Okay, value of firm. Column two, it is all about profit. It is all about profit. Column three is all about expenses. Is all about expenses. Here also it is expenses. Then going with the row wise, first one will be value of firm. Second one will be profit of value, and third one will be the expenses value. Third one will be the expenses value. See, in this table, you can see that whenever you are going to compare your value with your own value, you will have one. Like value of firm with value of firm. What will be the correlation value? One. Value of firm, profit value with profit value. That is one only, right? So I can say that whenever you compare your value with your own value, you will have same only, right? It cannot be different. But when you will calculate based upon other, like profit with value of firm, you have the value of 0.46330397. And when you will compare these expenses with value of firm and with amount of profit, it will have the vary. So what this correlation analysis predicts that where we have got most of max amount of correlation, it is in this value, right? It is in this value. So that means, just a second. Okay, so it means it is having a perfectly high amount of correlation between the value of firm value of firm and the expenses in comparison of value of firm with the profit, or value of this one profit amount with expenses, because these two values, it is not so attractive, right? It is not so attractive. That is the reason. So if you will write this kind of analysis here, it will be really good. Along with that, if you want to do the regression analysis in these cases also, that is also possible. So you can write it as a regression analysis. You can write it as regression analysis. And below to that, you can run the regression analysis model. Go to your data, go to data analysis, and go to the regression. Click on OK. Here you have two things between what you want to do. So quite obviously, I want to find out based upon the next value of firm. So my output range will be here. Okay. Output range will be here. and in input range y, I want to find out forecasting value of my profit based upon the value of firm. So in y-axis, I am keeping the value of firm. X-axis, I am keeping the profit value. And any other thing which I need to look for? I just need to check the. Yes, madam.
Sir, Y is a dependent variable. So, sir, your profit is dependent on the value of the firm. No? So in that case, profit should be taken as a Y range. No, sir?
No, actually your profit is depending upon the value of firm. Correct. So whatever is depending, that will always be there on the x-axis. What is independent, we put it in the y-axis. So here value of firm is not depending on any other variable. It is purely depending upon the funding part. So based upon, but your profit is depending upon the firm value only. So dependent will always be on the x-axis and your independent variable will be on the y-axis. Okay, ma'am. So,
Okay, sir.
yes, ma'am. So going ahead forward, so we can find out the normal probability plots here and we can give OK button. So once we give OK button, we will be getting the result here. Okay. So here, if you will see the normal probability plot, here, if you will see the normal probability plot, it is approximately very close by and seems to be normal. Okay, so nothing to be worried about. If suppose there is a huge variations, if there is a huge variations which carries more than 70% variation with the base values at that point of time, you have to worry about. Along with that, at the same time, we get the regression analysis also done result here. Okay, we get the regression analysis results also here. So similar kind of data, you can just represent it in your whole research part. So that will speak well when you are dealing with the secondary kind of data. So rather than copy pasting this whole one table, what and all you can paste, you can copy these tables, right? That will speak well. This you can copy paste. This you can copy paste. And believe me, all these data, what you are making it as green table, or even this one, what I am making as a green table will not be a part of your plagiarism at all. Will not at all be a part of your plagiarism at all. But if you will copy these data as it is, it will be a plagiarized data because this data is already available in the website or in the some other website. So quite obviously there you will be having a tough time to explain. Okay.
Sir, I have got one question, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, whenever we write literature review paper,
Yes, sir.
literature review article, the plagiarism means plagiarism is more than 70%, 80% and other thing.
Not
How
possible,
to
sir.
minimize that?
Okay. Sir, when you are writing a research paper based upon the ROLs, okay. So what I request all of you is that you cannot change the author name. You
Yes.
cannot change the year of publication. For
Yeah.
that reason, you will have acceptable rate of plagiarism as 10%. More
Yeah.
than that, if you get, you please increase your number of review of literature. You will be able to decrease the total plagiarism part. You will be able to decrease the total plagiarism part. So let us take I have written only 7-8 research. I have written 7 to 8 ROI, and I find that in my research paper it is approximately 45%. So software will always count based upon the words. Software will always count based upon the words. So for that reason, what we can do is that you can always increase the review of literature. That is one area where you can write more and more content in your own wordings. And other place we cannot change it. See, statistical terminologies can be changed. Can we write correlation in some other format? That may not be right. So best way to avoid the plagiarism is only one mantra is write as much as content which is possible as per your own wordings, nothing else.
Yes, sir.
If you will try to, so that for that reason only, see, author name cannot be changed, year cannot be changed, and some product if you are taking, let us take, if you are doing the research on companies or industry based, their product name we can't change, service name we can't change. So for that, which we can't change is acceptable rate is 10% similarity index, right? So remaining 90%, what you need to write is our own content. And if you are writing this kind of data, let us take, if you write this kind of data, so I can challenge you, by default everything will be copy paste only, because this is the secondary data which we are taken directly from the some website only, no, either from Money Control or either from the company based or either from Proves and all. So to avoid best, if rather than showing this data, if you show this individual income, value of firm and the expenses, descriptive statistics, correlation analysis, regression analysis, so I can challenge you, never you will get stuck with all such kind of things here.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that will speak well also when you are putting this table. So quite obviously it will speak well, no? So people will have more confidence on you. Now, one more technique I will tell you to just avoid, like, let us take, you take your secondary data, okay, and let us take your secondary data. I will copy it in the another page. And now what I am going to do is that I have a fear of plagiarism. So what I will do, I will, okay, rather than Infosys company, we'll make it as year column. And okay, so with this, what I will do, insert chart, and pyramid wise I will create. And here chart style, let it be like this, so that I can give chart title as
IT based company.
IT based company. IT based company. Now, see sir, if I show this table or I show this graph, both are same only, no?
Yes. Yes.
So why I should give this table? I will give this graph only. Simple, no? So
Correct.
that is also well and good. So if I have to show the values also, I will add all the data labels value here. So this is also well and good, no? And quite obviously, as a reader point of view, I may not be interested to read your these values, but I may be interested to see this graph, and it will become core. It will become something like colorful paper, and no, and your graphs, charts, any kind of image will not be a part of plagiarism part. So this is one of the best techniques how you can avoid the plagiarism.
Yes, sir.
Here also I can see Infosys company, they have the value of firm as 200 and their profit amount is 40 and their expenditures are 160. Well and good, no sir, same thing I am doing, but presentation of data is different. That's it.
This is a nice way of doing the things, sir.
True, sir. So it is very simple, but most of the time what we do, we try to finish the papers in bit earliest model. So at that point of time, we do the some kind of errors, so which can be removed and which can be made it as a perfect one. That's it. It will take your space also more. So quite obviously, when it will go to the editor page, by seeing these images, graphs and all, it will always give positive image about you. Yes, you know how to use all the tools and all. So that positive image, once it comes, the people will be in the urgency to just clear your paper. Otherwise, if you will give data, they will have doubts. So they may also go to the Money Control. They will start checking your values, whether to avoid plagiarism, you have done any kind of manipulation of the data there or what. People will do that. So quite obviously, the editor will not be just like that. No, they will be having a good years of experience. So, and they will verify, they will do they will follow all the ethics. So why to give anyone chance about thinking something negative about us? That's it. And so this is the another way and best way. Rahul sir, am I audible to you?
Sir, can you show again how to prepare a chart?
Okay, ma'am, simple thing it is. I'll show you. What you can do. 1 second. Okay. This is only the data I have taken. Correct, no, madam? Please select full data like year-wise, IT-based company, value of firm, profit, expenses. Have you selected? After that, go to insert. In insert, you have columns. First option, in that you have pyramid. Okay, pyramid generally you use, or cone model you can use. It looks to be good actually. So when I will use pyramid model, it will show like this. Once it comes like that, you can increase the size. Okay, and then what you can do, you can add label here. But before doing that, I want always in each and every title, it is good if you can show the title of the chart. Why you, what and all the basic things are here. So what I can do, on if you will select this title, automatically the cursor will, the tab will go to the design tab. Home, insert, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, and design tab. Okay, in that design tab, please select chart layouts. Please select chart layouts. In chart layouts, first category, if you will see, you can see there layout 1, layout 2, layout 3, like that. How you will be selecting there? So you can select the first one. If I'll select the first one, in heading it will come as chart title. Just do two time click there on the chart title. Once you will click, it will be on the editable format. Give Control A and delete, and then you can type your content. That is IT based company. IT based company. Okay, and you can just click anywhere on the you can just click anywhere on the screen on the Excel sheet. Okay, so now you have got to know that, but sometimes what happens here, data is still not available, right? If I have to see Infosys value of the firm, I can see that it is 200 because it is reflecting with the bluish color. Maroon color, it is profit. Green color, it is expenses. If you want to change the color also, what you can do, you just next to design, you have got many other options there. So you can click over there. You can make any other kind of colors also. That is totally left to you. Okay. So that is totally left to you. You can even make it black and white. Okay. So whichever you feel, but whenever you are sending for any conference and all, you can make it for presentation purpose and all. It seems to be good because it is presentation. But in any kind of research paper, I request you to go with the simple models only. Don't go for the much of the colorful kind background kind of thing, because it is going to be published in the open website. Okay. So sometimes if it is in the printing format, at that point of time, it will become full dark. So depends upon what exactly the place where you are going to submit. And then what you can do, you can add labels here. Okay, so people need not to struggle and find where exactly this value comes. For that, first select bluish color, all the lines. So click on the blue color, give right click. You can see something, add data labels, click on it. Okay, values will come. Then select maroon color. Then give again right click, add data labels. You have green color. Click again, right click, add data labels. So now for each and every icons, for each and every place, you can see the values over there. Okay, that is how we can create one. So now rather than showing your whole this numerical data, so called this year IT based company profit expenses, people, it will not look to be so attractive, right? But when you will show this table, or when you show this graph, when you show this chart basically, so people will be having more acceptance rate that yes, you know how to present your data. Same thing I am presenting, but in the graphical presentation format. That's it. And this chart, no, even if you put 100 times, plagiarism will not identify what is the copied data, because plagiarism always avoids images, any kind of charts, graphs. Those things are not involved in plagiarism. In plagiarism, what is involved is only the numeric and the alphabetic data. Okay. Is it clear till here? Okay. So.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I will do is that I will share one of my recent program link with all of you. Okay, that is actually program on Excel is going on, and it will be getting over maybe I think tomorrow's session, because tomorrow I have a session for that. So, but I will share the link today itself. The students or the faculty members who want to go through that Excel basics, or how to create a chart, how to create this pivot table, how to filter our data. I think all those sessions are available. You all, as you are the part of this program, you need not to pay any money and all. You can directly have access on it. Same thing, something like just like your recordings. Okay, so I will be able to share those link with you, so you can just refer it for your reference. And Excel, SPSS or R is always more and more, if you practice it more and more, best you will become. Okay, I have not learned all these SPSS, R or with the Excel concerned with anyone actually. So as and whenever you will related more with that, you will be able to learn it. Okay, so there are multiple books are available, so you can just what I request is that first you need to go through the theoretical concept. Once you understand that theoretical concept, you have to go for the practical exposures. Most of the books comes with the example part. With the maybe the data will be small. You apply first, then you collect, you get some major data, and then that you try to analyze it. So that is how the whole research analysis process goes. So what I request most of the participant is that more and more, if you will explore, no, this best than Excel, there is nothing. Best than Excel, there is nothing. So whenever I start working on the any kind of data part, especially, so I get lot of new learnings also in Excel, because that point of previous cases we have not used. Now if we want to use, so Excel is really good if you are good, no, so you can do the lot of magic over there. Okay, so till here, is it clear? If it is clear, I want to discuss with you regarding the publications part. Is it clear till here? Before this one, let us go with the use of Mendeley desktop, right? How to use it. How many people have downloaded? Kindly raise the hand. So now Datta madam is ready. Okay, so I can see only 4 to 5 people are ready with the Mendeley desktop. Remaining all no one. So they are just good observers. Okay. Okay. So what we will do is that I will show you the demonstration of the Mendeley desktop, how exactly it works, and where and all you can use. Okay. Some kind of issues are coming. Okay. So now what we are going to do is that I will show you the Mendeley desktop, how exactly it looks and what are the functions you can have. Okay. So kindly open the Mendeley desktop, which is available as a shortcut icon on your screen. One on your desktop screen. Once you will open over there, once you will be opening there, you will be able to see, the same kind of platform, how it is available for me at this point of time. Have you all opened it? Either you can unmute yourself and you can speak, otherwise you can just text it in the chat box. Always speaking over the audio is better, so that it will have the better connectivity and we can speak, we can go ahead fast. Okay. So once you have opened this one, you can see many options over here. First option comes with the file. Here you can just, this file option basically we use to okay, so this file options basically we use to add files in this platform, okay. So how to add files and all those things, you have to go to the add file. Okay, if you will click on it, it will ask for the path where exactly you have saved your file. You may have seen in my desk. So I have, for demonstration purpose, I have kept some PDF file in my desktop. So what I will click, I will go to the desktop and I will search for the folder where it is. So you can see demo files for Mendeley desktop. Okay, so I'll click over here. So you can see many of the PDF files are available. That is the reason I said always download your PDF files. Always download your PDF files and keep it in one place. So let us take, now I'm selecting file number 1. Let us take, now I'm selecting file number 1 and click on open button. Click on open button. So now you will see that the file which I have selected as 1, it has come on the platform. It has come on the platform. Okay. And you can see there is a one button called as, just before the PDF symbol, there is a one button called as green color dot. It means this file I have just got it and I have not yet read. Okay. To how to find whether you have completed reading this article or not, give right click on that particular, select that particular PDF file, give right click over it there. Okay. If you will give right click, you will see something like mark as. So, okay. So as you have just got it, it is in the form of unread, right? It is in the green. Once you start reading it and once it gets over, you can click it on the read. So once it is in the process, once it is completed, you can change that format. It is totally left to you. Okay. If you want, see, you started reading this article and you identified this is the one article on which your research title is very similar to this research paper. So what, and you always want to see. So you can click on the star button. Okay. You can click on the star button. Star button means something like which is very important, right? So like that you can create it. And just a second. Oh. So it will even show which year this paper was published. Okay. And when I have added in my platform, so it is showing 11:49 AM. I have added in my, on my platform part here. Okay. Now what I can do, if so, this is a bit difficult if you have 100 number of files. So how to add all those files here, right? At that point of time, go to file, next option, add folder. So if you click on add folder, it will start asking where exactly your folder is. Okay. Somebody has unmuted. If any doubt is there, please unmute and ask. No issues. So here you have to see where exactly your desktop is. So I can see my desktop file here. And in desktop now it will not show you the PDF files and all. It will show only the folders. So in my desktop there are 3 folders. Demo files for Mended desktop, hands-on psychometric behavior testing and training, NBA supporting files. I want these demo files for Mended desktop and I'll click on OK. The moment I'll click on OK, whatever the files were there inside the demo files for Mended desktop will come to my folder, will come to my platform. You can see each and every file is started getting uploaded in my platform. Okay. Mr. Babu, you want to say something? Okay. So you can see that whatever the number of files were there, all are started coming to my platform part. Okay. So now you can see once it is done, all will be uploaded here, and all I have uploaded with the similar kind of features over here, green color and all, right? It means I have not yet studied. And best part of this, if let us take, you want to see whether you have multiple files from the same author and all. Okay, to see that you can come to the left side. You please come to the left side. You can see something like filter by authors. You can see something like filter by authors. Filter by keywords also you can do. Okay, so if you will do keywords, you can see accounting, behavior. So then you will be able to see which is that accounting paper. Are you able to find? Then I will, if I will see behavior wise, so I can see this is the paper. If I want to see board diversity, if I want to see gender codes, if I have to see boardroom, if I have to see boards, if I have to see company boards, okay. So you will be able to exactly see where exactly that paper stands for. And this is also, you can select the research article for RON. You can select the research article based on ROL. So what I requested, always write at least 2 to 3 words from your title itself as a keywords, so that if, let us take, you have written welfare women, you have written women directors, and I have downloaded a paper, so I will get to know in this corporate governance there is a one paper written by so and so author. They have used the keywords as women director. This filtration part even you can use by tags also. Okay, you can even use it by filter by publication agencies. Like if you will take my research article, business ethics and faculty publications, there is a one. Corporate governance and international one. ERA forum one. Human resource management one. International Journal of Accounting and Finance one. International Journal of Economics and Financial Indian Journals, that is one. International Journal of Productivity and Performance, Labor, like that you can see from which and all the publications these journals have come. Okay, so that is how it goes with. So we generally always kept on the authors, and we always click on the author, so that we will be able to get the right amount of reference system here. Okay, so till here anybody has got any doubt, please ask. Till here anybody has got any doubt, ask it. What I have taught you in this, okay, so what I have explained you till now is only how to get your PDF files on the platform. Okay, we Indians are good in something. What is that? We Indians are good in something. Anybody can tell in what? We Indians are very good in some things. Anybody? Whenever we start working, first thing we will do what? No idea. In either you are using Word, either you are using PPT, either you are using Excel. We will start looking for some options first. In everything, we cannot be the best, right? We all are human beings at the end of the day. Okay. In most of the time in research, if suppose let us take your teacher says, okay, tomorrow you come with the some of the research article, or you write research paper within 1 week, what will you do? If your teacher says that tomorrow is the deadline to submit your research paper, what will you
We'll
do?
refer the same content on Google Scholar. We'll search for the same content, and we are good at copy paste. Sorry to say that, but sir, we are good at copy paste.
Okay, good. Now, so this is the reality at the end of the day. Nothing to be sorry and all. It is the reality, right? So that is the reason, either it is Word, either it is Excel, either it is PPT, we will start searching the cut copy paste option first, right? So even Mendeley desktop in international forum itself, it is a known fact that we human beings, either Indians, either Bangladeshians or US residents or from anywhere, we always believe on cut copy paste. So when you will go to the second tab of the Mendeley, that is deals with the edit part. Okay, so here we have something like cut, copy as, paste, select all, new folder, new group, like that. Okay, so here only you can copy paste and other contents and all. You have something like very important is view option, third option. Okay, so let us take each, as I said, like most of the journals, they may have already decided what is their area of research. What is their area of research? Okay, so they may have said in which reference style they want to see your paper, like whether it should be APS 7th edition, where it should be American Medical Association 11th edition, or American Political Science Association. I was discussing with you, most of the commerce, management and arts, we always use the APA model. That is actually full form is American Psychological Association 7th edition. Okay, why to write these references? So that you have to quote from where you have got some kind of input. Okay, so to acknowledge them, to acknowledge that particular research paper, you have to write this reference management system. Okay, you have to follow it. Then you have something like Chicago Walls. You have something like Cite Them Right 10th edition, which most of the Harvard-based journals they will follow. And IEEE also we have. Then we have If suppose you are looking for more tables, more citation styles or reference styles, you can go for the more styles as well. Okay. So now going forward, you have something like citation style, and I want to see written all these citation style in the format of APA itself. So by default, it will be always on the American Psychological Association. So you can just click on, so you need not to change any settings here. Again, you have something like, okay, toolbar layout, generally we don't see. Next, we have something like tools. In tools, always check whether there is any kind of duplicates. Possibility that I see PDF file content, you can only edit, but you can't change. Okay. So by mistakenly, sometime what may have happened, you may have downloaded the article for article number 1 and article number 7. Title is same, but the file name is different. Title is same, content is same, everything same, but only the file number is different. At that point of time, what you need to do is that you need to check whether is there any kind of duplicate. So what the duplicate option will check here is that whether any title is repeated twice or thrice. Okay. So you can check always for check for duplicates. If I will click on the check for duplicates, you can see one more pop-up message on my screen. That is no duplicates found in all documents. No duplicate found in all documents. And in front of that, there is an option of close. There is an option of close. So just click on close button, because there is no article in these things which is duplicated. Okay. So with till here it is clear. I assume that. Have you all also changed the settings what I have told you to change? If yes, we can go forward. Okay. So what you can do, you can select all the files. How to select all the files? Control plus A. Simultaneously, you need to press both the buttons, Control and A, that is alphabetic word. Give right click. Give right click. In right click, you have something like copy as. In right click, you have something like copy as, and copy as. In that, you will get three kind of things. Either you want to copy as a citations, either as a LaTeX citation command or as a BIP tags entry. So always select formatted citation. Okay. Once you may have selected, what I request you to do is open one Word file. Open the Word file. Okay. Open the Word file like this, right? Open the Word file and then Control V. Control V. So I think you can see on my screen all the papers what you have referred for your research articles. Okay, everything is available on your screen in the reference system. So I can give one enter here and I can write here references, right? So your references part is ready. So now how to make it best? Just be on my screen. I want to tell you something recent development which has happened and which will be followed henceforth. Okay. Okay, it is changing. Done. Can you see this model here as of now? Like one line starts here, second line starts at the next line, some with gap. That is actually with one tab gap. Can you see these differences?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is called as hanging APA model. This is called as hanging APA model. Okay. Why it is hanging? Because first line will start from extremely left and next onwards it will start by one tab. Okay, by one tab. At that point of time, this kind of model is reflected as APA hanging model, which most of the sales journal will be expecting it from you. Okay. Now what you can do, if let us take you want it in the normal format. So give control A, not control A, select all the files. Okay, select all the files. Good. I think I have done all the justification and all. You can give the numbering here. You can give the numbering over here. So once you will give the numbering, you can bring it on the top. So I think best way it is ready, right? Is it not something very interesting? For writing these things, like here, first you have to write the author name, then you have to write the year of publication, then you have to write basically the title, which journal it was, then you have to write about which page number you have referred. Quite obviously, you may have not referred all the books and all. So you may have referred few pages only, right? So based upon that, you need to give all these inputs. So writing each and everything will take time, right? So minimum 10-15 minutes for writing one. If you have to write for all these 19, I can challenge you, it will take minimum 3 hours to 4 hours. So if you know how to use this medley, I think it will take hardly a few seconds to write the references part. And that too with the perfectly, because in human part we may do sometime mistake, but in software generally they will not do any kind of mistakes. Is it clear till here? Are you all getting the same kind of output? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how all these tricks, techniques, or tools you are supposed to use to write any good research article. To write any good research article. So anyone is having any doubt till here? Okay. How many people are available in the online mode? Can you all come online? If possible. Because now we will have discussion on where exactly you should publish your papers. You can take 1 minute or 2 minutes to come online mode so that we can have discussion face to face to understand where exactly you can publish your papers and where and all it will be valid, and how to check whether your research article is valid also or not, right? Because you may have invested a lot of time and some things if you will publish in some kind of wrong journals, so quite obviously at the end of the day you will find that your whole work what you did was not appreciable, because quite obviously your teachers or your management may not like that you put effort, but you what is the output at the end of the day will always matter, right? So please understand there are different types of publications we stands for okay, so nobody is coming online, so it means that all are in not in the presentable format. Okay, no issues. So please understand, like I will put it on the record. 1 second. Okay, see, publication part, when we will talk about, there are two types of things. One we say it is a ISBN publications, another one we say it is a ISSN publication. As far as students concerned, if they publish paper in the ISBN publications, it is well and good. Nothing wrong about it. Okay. So you can And many of the conferences you will find there is no conference happened without publication. Most of the conferences happens only through the publications part. Either it may be ISBN or either it is a ISSN. ISBN is for the Indian means through the HRD department. Most of the organizations they will be able to get the ISBN number that carry weightage as far as the students are concerned. For faculty, I really doubt whether there is any kind of advantage for anyone to publish it in the ISBN number, because nowadays institutions or universities they are expecting that faculty should publish their papers on the Scopus based journals. Means quite obviously what is this Scopus and all those things. This is actually what the Scopus is. It is a kind of organization who has listed out the name of the journals. If you are publishing your research articles in such kind of journals, it will carry more weightage. It will carry more weightage. So whenever the institution goes for the NBA, NAC or other things, it will have more impact on it. It will have positive impact on it. Okay. So going for that, moving forward for that, what exactly we can always do is that always start writing the research paper from the basic level. So you can start approaching first ISBN. Once you become confident there, you can go for the ISSN. Every journal which carries ISSN number will not be having equal weightage. Okay, this ISSN number comes from the international agencies boards. Okay, so quite obviously don't think that okay ISSN means it is something like a Scopus index only. Okay, so Scopus index list you will be having in the Scopus website. You can please download it. Is absolutely free. It is absolutely free, and you whenever you are checking any website, whether the particular once you will log in to the Scopus on the left side center, you will find that something like a Scopus list. So if you will download, it will be taking almost 2 to 3 months to download, 2 to 3 minutes to download that Excel file. And once it is open, you will be able to see which are the journals are there, whether it is active or not, which year it was there in the Scopus list, all, and which are the people from the department who can publish their research article. Nothing but a scope of article will be written. Okay. That is one of the legal source to find whether your journal is a part or whether the journal which you have selected to publish your paper, whether it is a part of that or not. Okay, so once you submit the paper in any of the conferences, what will happen that the editor will be there, they will give it to the right person, whoever will be there in the advisory committee, to see whether this paper is having a scope in our conference or not. So quite obviously it goes with the many issues or other things, but generally the people who are in the advisory committee, they will check whether yes it is a part of our this one or not. So once they identify yes it can be considered for the publication, at that point of time what they are going to do is that they will be just going for the reviewing part, and then they may have sent you some kind of review that okay can you explain about this, or can you put more light on this, can you change a bit of this. So reviewer is always something like a critic in nature by default. Okay, so they are supposed to tell something critic because they want to improve the quality of the research paper. So please don't take this review as a negative part. Point number one, if anyone is telling something about you to change, it is always good if you can change. Okay, so Deepa ma'am, you want to say
दुकान में
something?
फोन करो ना आपके पास दुकान वाला क्यों है तो
Deepa
सही
ma'am,
9228 वाला तो उसने रिचार्ज नहीं करवाया को आप तक को तो फोन लगेगा ना
Deepa ma'am, can you mute yourself?
वो महेश को कॉल
Okay. So once you go for that, so quite obviously any kind of critic, any kind of review, if anybody gives, always take it in a positive format. Always take it in a positive format. Don't think that somebody is there to have only critics part. See, you will be able to develop, you will be able to grow if you have critics in your life. If you have only people who are surrounding to you, who are going to speak positive about you, it means that you don't have any space to grow for yourself. So for that reason, what I request all of you is that always discuss your paper with your other colleagues, other friends. Some people will laugh. Some people will give negative comments. Some people will say positive words, right? Ignore positive words and ignore laughing Buddhas. Whom you can consider is only the critics. So that based upon their whatever the part they are criticizing it, you can just go ahead to the Google, or you can just go to the library. You will be having many journals, many publications, copies there. Please take those copies, go through those articles. Okay, well, how you can improvise your paper in that line. And for learning, I don't think so you need to go to the any particular institute to institute in the sense any kind of tuition centers and all to learn all these things. Okay, everything is available in that so many different platforms. Like I can see that there are so many free ebooks kind of groups are there. There are so many kind of free this one journals kinds of websites are available. Okay, you can just go there, download, go through. So only what you need is, as a good researcher, you need to have lot and lot of amount of patience level. Okay, if you don't have patience, then I think this research will not going to work out for you. Don't believe on the shortcut. Don't believe on the shortcut. As Manna was telling, we not only we human beings are very good in copy paste. So I have seen some sort of people, they will prepare the research paper within 1 hour, 2 hour, within 1 day, which is not possible at all. Okay, within the 15-20 days also it is bit tough, because all are occupied with the so many things here. Like we are not simply sitting and doing only research article work. If we are doing that, then quite obviously within 20-25 days you will be able to produce one good research article. But that is not happening because we are occupied with so many commitments, right? So many issues, so many work. So quite obviously that is not so research is happening whenever there is a free time for us. Okay, so what I request all of you is that always go with the team. Always go with the team. You can make someone as your another partner. Okay, you can make someone as another partner. And nowadays it is all idiotic to say that, okay, I have to take one person from my own organization or from somewhere. Well, nowadays everything is virtualized, right? So you can make anyone from any place. It doesn't mean that you are from Karnataka, so you cannot select anyone from Delhi and all. You can select while you can't select, so you can discuss over the phone. You, with the help of Google Docs, you can write, even the other person can write. So here boundary never give the excuse, like I can select only the friend. No use at all, because when you want to grow, you have to grow with the team. So quite obviously you select always different set of people, so that you will be getting the better idea there. Okay, so it is always good if you can get collaborate with some other people and all, you can go ahead. But doesn't mean that you should not collaborate with your individual team members, in your other colleagues, members and all. You can, but quite obviously we always try to increase your network. Okay, why I'm telling you like that, possibility, see, nowadays numbers also matters, right? So to improve the numbers, what you can do, why can't me and you can start writing one paper? In your paper you write my name, in my paper I will write your name, and in some places you will be strong, in some places I will be strong, right? So we both can have collaboration and we can write the paper. So at time consuming factor will be one, but at the same time you will be coming up with the 2 articles, right? So that will add more and more numbers part in your CV or in your resume. So we were discussing about the ISB and ISSN. So as a student, ISBN is well and good. You can go to the any conference and you can present your paper. And after that, if they are satisfied, they will be publishing your research article, is well and good. Go ahead with that. But as far as teachers are concerned, I really doubt whether any teacher will be going for the ISBN publications and all. Because nowadays universities or any kind of agencies who are giving the NBA accreditation or NAC or and all, they are not bothered about your ISBN publications at all. The moment they will run, they will ask only 2 things. First category, whether you have Scopus publications or not. Second category, whether it is in Q1 or Q2. Below than that, Q3, Q4 is also considered for the numbers, but not for the high qualitative journals. Okay. Please understand what is this Scopus and what is this Q1, Q2 categories. Okay, there is a one more list called as ABDC journals. Okay, which is launched by the Springer. But ABDC journals has come with the many drawbacks. It has come with the many drawbacks, like something like duplicate name of the journals itself. So there we cannot even identify which is the right list. That is the reason why people are not having more confidence on ABTC list. So for that, we are going with the Scopus list. And this Scopus list, if you will see, there will not be any ISBN number. There will always be international standard numbers. That is referred to ISSN numbers. Okay. Now, once you identified that this is the ISSN number, so as I am telling you, every ISSN number or journal doesn't mean that they are in the Scopus list. So now you know that you can go to the Scopus website, you can download that list, and there you can search whether that particular journal is a part of Scopus or not. If it is a part, they may have written active. If it is not, they may have been updated to deactivated list or delisted kind of thing. Okay. So this is one process to first search whether you are in the right platform or not. Okay. Now, quite obviously, as it is a qualitative list, so what will happen if suppose somebody is expecting the high qualitative list? What basically the criteria will be? So whenever any good associations, okay, or organizations, they will be looking for qualitative. What they will look first is that always what is the acceptance rate of that journal? What is the acceptance rate of that journal? How to identify what acceptance rate of the journal is? It is something like, okay, it is something like goes with the so-called out. Let us take you as a editor, you are receiving 1,000 journals, 1,000 research papers. In 1,000, you are selecting only 10. Okay, so such kind of criteria, if you are following, you will be under the Q1, and it means the response rate is more, but your acceptance rate is very low because you are following some kind of standards. Okay, Q2 category. If out of 1,000, if I able to select only 200, that becomes Q2 category. Out of 1,000, if I'm selecting 500, that becomes Q3 category. I received 1,000 and I'm accepting 900 journals, 900 papers. At that point of time, it will become Q4 category. So that is how Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4 listing has been done. So in Q1 and Q2, acceptance rates is very low. In Q1 and Q2, acceptance rate is very low. So now the pay and publishing part, they will take minimum 2 years to 2.5 years. Here, money part will not work out. What will work out is only hard work. Okay. Now, some people may say, sir, what is the quality here? Okay. So quality doesn't mean that each and every paper you have to come with some kind of model applications only. Okay. It can be normal analysis as well. It can be normal analysis as well. If you are able to justify your research, you are in the right path. If you are able to justify your research, you are in the right path. Okay, I have seen last night I was going through some articles, and you'll be surprised to see that many of the authors, they have prepared research paper only with the articles cuttings, only with the help of cutting the articles. So even that is a kind of research only, right? Somebody has invested 1 year, 2 year time, and they have started finding out such kind of things. Even that is good only. Okay, even that is a part of this. So that is also perfectly acceptable part, nothing to worry about. Okay, so this is how basically the Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 category goes. So high risk is there when you publish it in the Q4, because today when you are publishing your research article, it will be a part of Q4. But as the acceptance rate is very high, what will happen that rejection will also happen, means elimination of that particular journal from the Scopus list will also happen. So that is the reason you will find many times you may have published the paper, and you will come to know that after certain months it is removed from the Scopus list. Okay, why? Because a particular journal may have got involved in some kind of unethical practices. Okay, so what I request all of you is that always go with the journals which are in Scopus list. And second, see, there are different kinds of issues. Issues means it is not related with your problematic part. Issues means each and every journal will come with some kind of issues. Like some journal will do the publications in a quarter. Some journals will do the publication is half yearly. Someone will do in the yearly basis. Okay. So acceptance rate in the yearly is very low. Okay. Acceptance in quarterly basis, it will be high, because in a year, 4 times they will do the publication of the article. So quite obviously there the acceptance rate will be high. Okay, so that is how the particular you can select the journal and all. Now I'm going to show you some of the journals where you can, which you can try for publishing your research article. And here they don't charge any single rupee and all as those models. Okay, and they publish the papers without charging any fees. And moreover, it is free, but they takes time. But they takes time. Minimum 6 months, minimum 1 year, minimum 2 years, and all. And many of these journals are deals with the Scopus list only. Okay, somebody has unmuted. Jayashree madam, you want to say something? Jayashree ma'am. Okay.
No, sir. Sorry.
Ma'am, we are not. Okay, no issues. Okay. So please, before you select any kind of journal for updating, I request you to please go through these basic details. Okay, like what is the publication duration they are following? Is it 6 months, 4 months, 1 year? As I said, always look for 4 months or 6 months so that acceptance rate will be high. Check whether the journal is qualitative or not. See, they are checking your work, right? So it is not your responsibility to check whether they are checking the right. So for that, you have to go through the Scopus list. You have to follow the SCI index. Okay, like some of the journals, they will say no impact factor and all. So who is giving that impact factor? If I will say Brajesh is a good teacher, so if I am only telling to myself, quite obviously nobody will say I am a bad teacher, right? So always somebody has to justify, so you please go to that particular SCI factor, IJ factor we have. Whether in their list, this is what they are saying is right or wrong. Then please, very much important is always follow the guidelines of formatting. Because many times paper get rejected only because of this formatting issues. Okay. And sometime, like if you will talk about in Indian Institute of Finance, they have one journal called as Finance India. Okay, so they charges some money because they will be sending the paper and all in your residence itself. Okay, as a article processing charges, that is allowed, nothing wrong. Acceptance rate. Okay, so again you can check how many papers they will be looking for. On that, how many paper they accept. Based on that, your Q category will be categorized, and this Q1, Q2 list you will be able to get it only in the Scopus. You can even check the plagiarism part. Always check the plagiarism. Again, I'm requesting you not to go for the free kind of plagiarism check. Not to go for the free kind of plagiarism check. See, there is a one software called as Territin. Okay, which most of the institutes or organizations or universities, they will be using it for checking the plagiarism content. For checking the plagiarism content. Okay, means how much copy pasted content you have done in your research article work. Okay, so for that, always check Territin. It is not free. Territin software is not free. Okay, because for a year, if I'm not wrong, it is 1.75 lakhs. It is 1.75 lakhs. So quite obviously, most of the organizations, most of the institutes, I am not sure about other place, but in Bangalore, there are many number of colleges who have got this software. Okay, and they charges hardly 150, 200 rupees to check the file up to 100 pages, and based upon the number of pages, the rate goes. Okay, so this plagiarism part you need to check, and good research, this one, good journals, what they will do is that basically they will always check this plagiarism percentage, and they want this plagiarism percentage to be less than 10%. To be less than 10%. I'm talking about Q1 and Q2 category of journals. Q3 accepts up to 15%, Q4 accepts up to 20%, because they assume that okay, people are not able to avoid the plagiarism. In such kind of cases, it will go to the different percentage of plagiarism part. And please check theme of the journal. Let us take, you are writing a paper on finance related, and if you are submitting your paper on the journal of economics or journal of entrepreneurship, both the scopes are different. So always see what is the scope of the research journal and what is the scope of your research. So according to that, both should match. Okay, so now let me just show you some of the journals name. Okay, first one, it comes with the International Journal of Emerging Technologies. Okay, it is a Scopus index journal, and they don't charge any fees and all. and up to 30 pages you can submit the paper. Okay. And journal website, how you can go, it is a manuscript model, and minimum they take 2 to 3 months after accepting your research article. There is a one more International Journal of Advanced Sciences and Technology, that is we call it as IJSAT. Okay, even they don't charge any money and all, but here their acceptance rate is only like you should have less than 5% as plagiarism. International Journal on Advanced Science, Engineering and Information Technology. Here they takes 2 to 3 months, and it is a quarterly based journal after the date of acceptance. You have International Journal on Emerging Technologies. It is a Scopus coverage, and they accept up to 12% of the plagiarism part, and it is a half yearly journal. International Journal of Mathematical Engineering and Management Sciences, again it is a Scopus based, but this journal accepts publish the paper only after 1 year. Okay, so time duration is more. Then Journal of Engineering Education Transformations, it is also a Scopus based journal, which goes for minimum 6 to 7 months, because it is a half yearly journal. Journal of Information and Communication Technology, it is also a Scopus based journal, and here it goes minimum for the 3 to 4 months of publication, because it is a quarterly journal. International Journal of Computing and Digital System. If anyone who is from the science department, digital science and all, any kind of artificial related technology based articles, if you are writing, you can approach this journal. They takes minimum 5 to 6 months, and they'll be able to publish your research article after the acceptance. International Journal of Management Science and Engineering Management. Okay, even this journal you can try for the publishing your paper. International Review of Research Open and Distance Learning, which accepts at least paper, but generally they takes 1.5 year to 2 years to publish your research work. Okay, so if so these are the journals where you can get your paper published without paying any money and all, and with high qualitative parameter. So now platform is open for all the participants. If you have any kind of doubts or anything, you can ask me. I'll be happy to answer your questions as well. Anyone who has got any kind of doubts on any topic, anything, you can ask. My first question is, are you all there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so good to see that at least some people are available. Okay, Uma ma'am?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes,
our principal also with us, sir.
Yes,
I welcome our
yes.
principal, Dr. B.S. Srikanta.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, are you there? Sir? Sir? Hello, sir.
Sir is there. I think sir network issues.
Network issues there.
No issues. No issues.
Hello. Participants, any doubt want to clear? If you want to clarify any doubts, please. Kumar sir, Putul ma'am, students, first year MCOM students, second year Sukirti, the project work students, please. Whatever the doubts you have, please. Hello. Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually,
You
sir
are
cleared
audible.
all the doubts, ma'am. Actually, so I don't have any doubts, ma'am, as of now.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Any
sir.
feedback from your side? Open feedback.
Sir, actually, I had doubts in writing this paper.
You are.
After attending your program, I got to know, sir, how to write this paper.
Hello,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
No, sir. Yeah, sir. Sir, it's a network problem, sir. It's you are in the session, sir.
Okay. Any other participant who want to say something? I'm always open to accept any kind of negative and critics kind of feedback also. No issues at all. If you have any kind of issues in that, you can put it across, so that let me see how I can change it and how I can make myself better. Anyone who want to say something, you are most welcome. Feedback should always be both, right? Positive as well as negative. So we have to take it in both the ways, right? So anyone who want to say something, please you can unmute and you can ask, or you can give any kind of feedback. No issues at all.
Sir? Okay. Sir, good afternoon. Sir, our principal, Dr. P.S. Srikanta also with us, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, we'll go to the end of the session. Shall we go to the end of the session? Any doubts and all for you people, please? The forum is open to you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Yes, sir. Sir, sir wants to speak something about the workshop that is he wants to give.
Please.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Audible?
Yeah. One second.
Yes, sir.
I'll connect the earphone.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Now you can. Whatever.
I'll connect the earphone once again.
Okay.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I would like to listen.
Yeah, good afternoon. Tell me.
Hello.
Hello, tell me. Hello.
Sir is a participant. She is asking doubt to Brijesh.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Please ask me. Go ahead.
I don't have a doubt. I just would like to express gratitude. So this is Deepa Chandwani,
Yes,
a PhD scholar at Gujarat University. So I am all the way talking from Ahmedabad, that is Gujarat.
Yes, ma'am.
So thanks a lot for sparing
Yes,
your valuable time for us, for adding to us whatever we had knowledge, and enriching us with some exceptional and bringing to light some easy concepts so that it becomes easy for us to carry out research. Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Any students' feedback? What you learned this many days, all these 7 days? Any teachers from out of state or any teachers from other college? Anybody? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Bhagyalakshmi Padaki. I'm based in Bangalore, presently staying in Germany. From past 7 days, I'm listening to Professor Brijesh Singh, and it was very knowledge-gaining experience for me. I have done my post-graduation in mass communication long back, and I was teaching in Bangalore, Sheshadripuram College. And right now, since I'm moved to Germany, it was really a good experience after a long time listening to a person who is knowledgeable from my town, my city, Professor Brijesh Singh. It was really a very good knowledge gaining experience. And he had
Thank you.
detailed out each and every aspect of how to write for research journal and how to select a topic and how to select a research journal. See, many people simply write articles to a lot of unethical journals. They pay so much money also. And he has guided us properly how to select the journals and what are the criteria for selecting a journal and selecting the research topics also in a very detailed manner and in a simple language. In a very simple language, he has detailed out everything and also the softwares which are required for research and selecting research papers like that. And it was really a very good experience, very good knowledge gaining sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Any participant? Hello. Anybody want to share your views? Hello. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
My name is Mahmoud. I am from.
I think sir was not able to hear me.
Hello. Yeah. Hello.
Hello,
Ma'am, I
ma'am.
express gratitude, but sir was not able to hear me, I think.
Deepa, ma'am. Is it Deepa, ma'am?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. What about others? Anybody want to share your experience, learning experience?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, in these 7 days, I know more than how to write research paper and how to select your title and how to collect the information and how to discuss them and analyze. I actually thank the professor so much. Now I can say I'm able to do research paper by easy way. Thank you, sir.
Very good.
If you
Thank
have
you,
done
ma'am.
that much, that is more than enough.
He's our student, sir.
Yes. Okay, good, ma'am. Really good.
He's a foreign student.
They should first thing they should have more confidence, and
Yes,
once
sir.
they will get confidence, without fail, they will get it done. And quite obviously, I request all the students to please approach your teachers. Okay, they are always there to help you out. No teacher will ever say no to you, but only thing you find difficulty to approach them. So please don't have any kind of hesitation. You please, whichever the faculty you feel yes they are ready to with whom you accept more, so you can go and you can approach them. Okay, it is always good. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Anyone? Anyone? Okay. Sir, shall I hand it over the session to our
Yes, ma'am.
beloved
Please.
principal, Dr.
Please,
B.S.
please, please, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Sir, the session is yours. Please.
This is a validative session, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think one more participant wants to ask a question or something like that.
Yes. Anybody? Hello.
Somebody tried.
From student side,
Yeah.
MCOM, MFA students.
No, ma'am, no questions. We would like to thank sir for all his efforts to teach us how to write a paper where we can learn. And I have learned many things to write, how to choose a keyword, how to frame the topic, how to rate a paper and objectives, abstract and all. Thank you so much, sir. It will be helpful, not only for the paper, but it will be helpful in your life also. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Tanuja.
Yes,
Any other participants?
Yes, sir. I am Dr. Dhanlakshmi from Chennai. Sir, first of all, I would like to thank very good experience and a very good what they say, knowledge we gathered, sir. And for my concern, before 15 years, the project work and writing of article is very difficult one, sir. Uma madam also known that. But the researchers searching the data from various places. We go there and there, each and every station, we go and gather the data. But now it's very easy to gather the data and also from their places through technical. And also British are very much thankful. And also hats off you, sir. Very clearly we explained and your presentation is easily understandable one, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Uma, for arranging this type of
Thank you, Dr.
workshop.
Dhanlakshmi.
Thank you so much, sir. Principal sir, Principal sir, thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you, Priti sir. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Dr. Dhanlakshmi. Thank you. And your students also participated, isn't it? Your MP
Yes,
students
our
also
students
participated.
also participated.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can take over the session, sir.
Okay. Very good afternoon to everyone.
Good afternoon,
Uh,
sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon
Good
to
afternoon, sir.
everyone. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Very respected resource person, Dr. Brijesh Singh, my learned colleagues, and also dear participants. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the resource person, Mr. Brijesh, Dr. Brijesh Singh. In fact, just now I heard the feedback. No, I listened to the feedback from the participants, and everybody was talking very high of the erudition of the speaker, and also the way he presented the things for the last 1 week, covering all the aspects of writing a good research paper. So I congratulate the speaker on behalf of the college, and at the same time, I also thank him for his valuable time, for sharing his valuable time, and giving this opportunity to arrange this webinar, the national level webinar, so that ultimately the researchers all over the country are benefited with the inputs given by the resource person. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Bijay Singh. Hello.
Thank you so much, sir. For hello, sir. First, actually, I should thank you for identifying me as a resource person, sir. So thank you so much, sir.
It's very good actually. I've had everybody is speaking very high of your this thing, lectures and all that. So that itself is an indication that you had a wonderful time in the last in the last 7 days, and participants were very much satisfied with the inputs that you have given. And though of course I didn't have an opportunity to meet you personally, I am able to listen to your talk. At least I could listen to the feedback. Because of the free occupations and all that, I could not attend any one of your sessions. The various other jobs that I had. Anyway, I feel sorry for that, for not having joined your sessions. Probably
no, sir.
I too would have,
you are, sir.
I too would have learned
Sir,
so many things
actually,
by
your
attending.
position is like that. Yes, sir. Because you cannot make yourself free, sir, because you have got a lot of institutional responsibility. So quite obviously, here we need lot of free time, which is not possible in your position, actually, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes,
now, in fact, in my opinion, teaching, should be an integral. Research should be an integral part of teaching. See, about 30 years back, probably when let's say about 50 years back, when I was a college student, when I was a student, in 70s in the college, in National College, or those days, research was confined to very few institutions, and research was not heard of in undergraduate colleges. In fact, it was confined to only institutions like Indian Institute of Science or ICHR and things like that, only research institutions. But I am very happy that once this UGC introduced this concept of major and minor research projects and started funding these projects and all that, and probably they tried very seriously to introduce this research culture in undergraduate colleges also. Now I find that many undergraduate institutions also, I mean teachers working in undergraduate institutions, not only in the teachers working in universities, and teachers working in undergraduate colleges, even postgraduate colleges and affiliated colleges also, they have started doing research in India. So that's a very good sign. And of course, now government is also, of course, Government of India is also very seriously supporting the research activities. And in the new educational policy also, one good thing that I've noticed in the new educational policy is to promote, promote, support, and also to see that to augment the research activities in institutions. Now, under the national educational policy, there is a proposal to set up a national research foundation, where the research projects all over the country are funded, so that more and more number of take up research. But with even the kind of though of course the funds are given by the government is not very sufficient, is a meager amount. It's not very much, but still, there are see, there is a wide gap between the research which is happening in let's say institutions like research institutions of eminence, and also the research that is happening in universities and colleges. In fact, of course, with it's when it comes to the quality of the research papers published, I think it is less said the better. Somebody was actually mentioning that there are so many predatory journals and all that, where the money plays a role, and many times the papers are published for commercial purpose and on the commercial lines and all that. I think these things should be plugged. Then only the quality of the research papers, can definitely improve. In fact, as per the one of the studies made by the U.S. National Science Foundation, India is the world's third largest producer of scientific articles. I'm referring to the articles in science and engineering. India is the world's third largest producer of scientific articles, with over about 1.35 lakh publications in science and engineering per annum. This is as per the report of the National Science Foundation, US. When it comes to, for example, in 2008, I'm just giving the figures. We had about, 2008, about 17 lakh 55,000 papers were published. Whereas in 10 years later, in 2018, about 25 lakhs 55,000 papers were published. So the growth rate is about 4% annually. And China tops the list with about 20.67% of the global publications. So China has published about 20.61% of the global publications. US stands second at about 16.54, and India stands third at about 5.31. But then, when it comes to the publications in the top 10 journals in the world, globally I'm talking about, when it comes to the top 10 publications, 10 journals, international journals, only 15.8% of the total publications produced by researchers in India, they figure in these top 10 international journals. Only around 16% of the total, you see, out of about, let's say 1.35 lakh articles, research articles published in science and, let's say, engineering subjects, only about 16% of them, they figure in the top 10 journals in the international journals. So that way, we stand, fifth, we rank, we occupy rank number 5, with the UK topping at 37.3, and then US stands second at 36.2. Germany, then some lady was mentioning she is now moved to Germany. It's a third place at 33.4, and China at 27.6, and India at 15.8 occupies the fifth rank as far as the publications in top 10 journals are concerned. I think this aspect has to be looked into by the policy makers and see that the quality of the research in India improves. So I've done my research. I've done my research in one of the best internationally acclaimed institution, established by none other than the Nobel laureate Sir C.V. Raman, Raman Research Institute. I did my PhD there. It's one of the internationally acclaimed research institution. So if you look at the quality of the research happening there and the quality of the research happening in other places and all that, I find there is a wide gap as far as the quality is concerned. I think now the main challenge to the government is, or the policy makers, to see that the quality of the research improves not only is not, the good quality research is not confined only to these top institutions. The good quality of research happens in all the institutions, so that then India, can definitely occupy a very good place in the in the world map, the global map. So there is a dire need for improving the quality of the research in our country. And, in fact, our resource person was rightly mentioning that, whenever when you want to publish a paper, it is, you have to always, select a paper. I'm told that he has also given hints or the inputs as to how to select a good paper. There are many substandard journals in the field which publish papers for financial gains, actually. So this has to be plugged by initiating strict measures. And I am very happy that the UGC is also doing its job by preparing a list of journals which will be considered for academic credit and things like that. And as I mentioned in the new education policy also, emphasis is laid on creativity and innovation. And research is a very important thing, and it should be an integral part of teaching, because as you all know, or as all we know, that research leads to enhancement of knowledge. Research leads to enhancement of knowledge, and research also leads to the development of the subject. See, any subject has to be developed only through research and innovation. If you look at the scientific development that is happening in science, it's only because of the inventions and because of the research that is happening in the field. And therefore, research needs to leads to the development of the subject, and also leads to the enhancement of the knowledge of the person. And particularly for a teacher, if he is engaged in research, it leads to his enhancement of his knowledge, which ultimately percolates to his students. So ultimately, the quality of teaching learning process improves in the institutions. And therefore, this research has to be encouraged, and research, according to me, has to be made compulsory in all the educational institutions. May not be to see, now even the new educational policy also, they want to categorize the universities as research intensive universities, and then teaching intensive universities and things like that. But anyway, but one thing is, whether it's a teaching intensive university or a research intensive university, but research is made one of the important components in the teaching learning process. That's a good sign, and it's a good development that is happening in our country. And therefore, research has to be, research is now very much visible in institutions, even in undergraduate colleges. And to quote my own college where I'm working now as the principal, I tell you, in fact, the moment I took over as the principal about 5 years back, I immediately established a research center with a research advisory committee consisting of very eminent research working scientists, researchers and working scientists. Under their guidance, I think we are doing a good job as a research center. And we are also sponsoring the minor research projects, because I always encourage my colleagues to do research, because ultimately that leads to enhanced knowledge, as I told earlier, leads to the development of the subject, and it also, you learn new things, and you know that the emphasis in the new education policy also, the emphasis has been laid on the creativity and innovation. So unless a teacher is creative, unless a teacher is innovative, and he or she has a pragmatic approach, I think the situation, the quality of teaching learning process cannot improve in the institution. So the research is one of the components for improving the research and teaching learning process, and thereby, so that is why in our institution also we have, though I can't make it mandatory, but at least I have encouraged them, because of my encouragement, many teachers, in fact, almost all the teachers have started doing research, and even the students have taken up the minor research projects, and therefore I'm able to now inculcate that research culture, and establish that research culture in the institution. So I always consider that research should be a part and parcel of the teaching learning process, and that way I'm very happy that now more and more number of students are teachers, students, and are coming forward to take up research in the country. And government is also very seriously making efforts to see that the quality, and not only the quantity, even the quality of research also improves in the country. So that way, we are very happy. And of course, writing a quality paper is also very important. And also, of course, I don't have to go into those details. For the last 1 week, for 7 days, our resource person, Dr. Vijay Singh, has given a very detailed presentation of covering all the aspects of how to write a good quality research paper. And I could make out from the feedback given by the participants that he has done a wonderful job, and our participants are all now more knowledgeable. So now probably I'm quite sure that whoever has participated in this particular webinar will be able to produce a good quality research paper in the days to come. So because of your participation, I'm now talking to participants. friends, because of your participation in this webinar, if you are able to produce a good quality research paper in the days to come, I feel that the purpose of conducting this webinar by the institution, the purpose of you people attending this conference or the webinar, all these purposes will be served, and even the college feels satisfied, and even the resource person, Dr. Brijesh Singh, for having shared his knowledge with all of you, even he also feels satisfied. So that, but for a teacher, the best satisfaction is when the students, they achieve something which is much greater than his or our own achievement. So that way, I think Dr. Brijesh Singh has done a good job, and I take this opportunity to congratulate my colleagues from the Department of PG Studies who have taken, Dr. Rahul Kavishkar, who is the head of who is heading the department, Uma Maheshwari, and then other colleagues also. Though I will not be able to mention all the names now because of the Uma Maheshwari, then Sweta, and then Shiny Wilson, and then Vijita, and then Soumya. So all the colleagues, all my colleagues have taken a lot of pains in conducting this program. And I congratulate all my colleagues from the Department of PG Studies. And I take this opportunity to thank very profusely our Dr. Resource person, Dr. Brijesh Singh, who has really shared his inputs with all the participants. And I once again thank every one of you, and I thank all the participants. And I'm very happy that there are participants even from all the states in India, from all the states in India, and also there is a participant from even the other countries like Germany and others and other countries. And I'm very happy that it is not a national webinar; it has become an international webinar. And I once again thank every one of you and everyone who is responsible for conducting this webinar. Thank you very much. And I wish all the participants the best of luck. And I hope that in the days to come, we will be able to see many good quality research papers being published from the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I just want to say one.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So I just want to say a few words to everyone. I thank actually Sindhi College management, and special regards to Principal Sir, Uma Maheshwari Madam, and Vijita Ma'am, Soumya Ma'am, and many more whose name I don't know. But maybe we may have always met in one or the other platform, or we are connected through some groups. So I thank each and everyone for identifying me as a resource person and giving me an opportunity to share some of the little knowledge, whatever I have. I don't claim myself as an expert in this field, but yes, a little bit knowledge what I have, so I don't mind to share with others. So that's Ms. Wanda. So thank you everyone for the accepting me as a resource person. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Principal Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Thank
we'll
you,
go
sir.
to the end of the session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Ashok?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
The time
Thank
to
you, sir.
show our gratitude
Thank you,
to
sir.
resource person and others. Good afternoon, everyone. We have come to the end of the 7 days workshop today. I believe it is a grand success, and the participants have learned parts of research methodology, such as how to frame a research title, how to write literature review, how to wrap up the research paper, etc. I am grateful that most of you gathered here despite it being a Sunday. I thank all of you for your participation, especially on Sunday. I was introduced our resource person, Mr. Brijesh, by my colleague, Ms. Vijita. The first thing I heard about resource person was a pure admiration of his dedication in conducting the workshop. In my decade and a half of being an academician, I had never heard of trainer immense in every step of progress of his trainees. Vijita ma'am, in fact, told me that Brijesh sir would take up one topic a day, for example, research title. He would then conduct a lecture on the same. Most trainers would stop at this stage. However, the specialty of Brijesh sir is that he would enable the trainee to come up with their own research title and check it. This is a very commendable process of conducting the workshop. Impressed by the same, Center for PG Studies decided to invite him to our college to conduct the workshop. Mr. Bridges sir was kind enough to despite his busy schedule. Thank you, sir. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Bridges sir on behalf of faculty, students, and management. Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful learning experience. Thank you. I
Thank you,
also
ma'am.
grateful to
But
have been.
1 second, ma'am.
Yes.
But please excuse me for having some kind of delays during the regular days, especially Monday to Saturday. I think we were supposed to start by 10:30, but it started by 10:40, 10:45, and all. So please excuse me for that, ma'am. Okay,
No
ma'am.
problem, sir. You covered all the thing, whatever you have mentioned, whatever you have scheduled, you covered all the thing. Thank you for that, sir.
Thank you.
I also grateful to have been working under such a supportive and knowledgeable principal, Dr. B.S. Srikanta. He's always well indulged in welfare of the student community and faculty, especially when come to enhancing our knowledge. Thank you, sir. I extend my special thanks to our Vice Principal, Dr. Asha, Dr. Rahul K. Kavishwar, HOD, Center for PG Studies, and my dear colleagues for all the timely support. I would also like to extend my gratitude to all participants from different parts of our nation for their enthusiasm and interest on learning the art of writing research paper. At last, I heartfelt thanks to Ms. Radhika, HOD, Computer Science Department, Mr. Manjunath, and Mr. Kumar for their kind support towards the program. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shall we come to the end? Sir, one photo session.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
I thought you are working in Silicon Valley, no? Chandrasekhar?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I am working with the SJBIT college, sir.
Is SBIT? What is it? Where is it?
SJBIT college.
I see.
It is a part of BGS group of institutions, sir.
Oh, I see. I see. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Participants, can you, hello?
Yes,
Can you on
ma'am.
your videos?
Yes, ma'am.
Please, for the photo session. Soumya, ma'am, can you take the photo? Vijita, ma'am, any one of you, please. Soumya, ma'am, are you there?
Logged in from mobile. Uma ma'am.
Yes.
Uma ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Yes, ma'am.
I have logged in from my mobile. I have a lot of network issues, so I can't take it, ma'am. I have logged in from my mobile.
Okay, ma'am. I'll take, no problem. Yamuna Sri, Dhanlakshmi, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Archana. Hello. Please switch on your videos, please. We have a photo session now. Please switch on your videos. Gautami, Vidya, Akshaya, Dhanlakshmi, Yamuna Sri, Archana. Yashika, Mavika, Sushmita, Monica, Sweta ma'am, Soumya S. Nair, Sushmita, Nidhi, Dr. Nidhi, Deepika S, Mavika, Sweta ma'am, Dr. Sweta, Sweta ma'am, Govardhan, Ramesh J, Mavika, Sweta ma'am, yes, thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
participants.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Feedback form will be sent it by today evening through your WhatsApp. You fill it, tomorrow you will get the certificates. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is Vijita. அவங்க மூலம் தான் எனக்கு கான்டாக்ட்.